Good morning. This is your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Wednesday, January 8th. Two top officials raised red flags about current tensions between the United States and Iran. Regional economist Marla Dukaran and chairman of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Ed Clark, cautioned there could be fallout for the region. Oil prices have risen sharply in recent days to a near 4-month high following the U.S. airstrike near the Baghdad airport that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. And pundits warn that oil prices will continue to rise, and if this continues, it could lead to a possible global recession. Clark told Barbados Today rising oil prices will put a strain on international reserves and could also impact tourism. Dukaran said the development is another stark reminder that the region must make the switch to renewable energy. She also urged the region to redouble its efforts to deepen integration. Vendors in the city have been given temporary accommodations to ply their trade, while the National Insurance Building and the Fire Service headquarters are demolished as part of the redevelopment of Bridgetown. The Barbados Vendors Association brokered a deal with project developer, the Barbados Tourism Investment Inc. on Tuesday at a near 3-hour-long meeting. Project manager with the BTII, Damani De Silva, provided details on the new accommodations.
Immediately to the north, as the PRO said, immediately to the north, which will be the back of the Fairchild Street terminal. Right now, that's a very nice paved area of cobblestones or pavers. There are some works that we have to do to improve the area. There's some lighting that's required. We have to replace pavers that are missing. So that area is if you're coming off of Duncanooly Bridge and you're going towards Republic Bank, which will be heading south. It will be the first left turn after the break in the handrail that you would walk right behind the Fairchild Street terminal. And you would walk along the pavers with the Constitution River on your left and the terminal on your right. And then you can either go continue on down to CRT or you walk through the new market area. So that's the area where we would accommodate the vending. We will make kiosks for them and we will improve the lighting. We will improve the pedestrian access so we can have access for disabled individuals as well.
At the same time, Joanne Haig, whose firm Haig Communications is handling the project's public relations, says vendors will benefit from the new location.
There's actually a lot more traffic there than they would have had before being in front. And we want to make sure that our traffic continues even then with the transition into the permanent markets, because remember, when they get all of this publicity, which we want to give them, it actually starts to publicize the permanent home, which is literally a stone's throw away. So people will get to see the home of the new oil markets, if you want to call it that way.
One international choreographer is calling for the creation of a space in Barbados for dancers, musicians, and other creative industry practitioners to host regular gigs. Founder of the Barbados Dance Project, Jamal Calendar, made the call on Tuesday, saying it would be a breath of fresh air for the Barbados economy.
That would not only give a sense of pride and a sense of culture, it will give something that's authentic and original to Barbados, because Barbados hasn't had it. I think also in terms, because Barbados is in large tourist attraction, I think tourists would love to come see an original show created and curated by people from Barbados. So not just musical theater, but also seeing plays, actually seeing dance made by people who are here in Barbados. And I think the community will also appreciate it as well.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On the regional front, in dramatic scenes on Tuesday, Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido forced his way into the National Assembly building after being stopped by troops. The incident occurred as his rival for the position of parliamentary speaker held a session inside. The opposition leader went on to sit down in the speaker's chair. He and his supporters sang the national anthem before he was sworn in as a speaker during a power cut. Further afield in the U.S., 600 mostly young soldiers at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, were headed for the Middle East, part of a group of some 3,500 U.S. paratroopers ordered to the region. Their final destinations are classified. More in this report from Reuters Television.
Fort Bragg military spouse Katie Fernandez can't bear the thought of sending her husband into a potential battle zone again, like last summer when he was deployed on a 5-month secret mission.
The thought of my husband being on a plane to a war zone, it's shocking, even to us. Even though it's his job, technically it's not the job that we're used to. So it is very sudden and unexpected and traumatic to the military families and the community here, because this is not something that we have seen.
Fort Bragg is the biggest U.S. military base in the world. Soldiers there are expected to be among the 3,500 paratroopers on their way to the region after an American drone strike killed a top Iranian commander last week. Fernandez's husband has not yet been deployed in this latest mission. Kuwait is the first stop for many. Their final destinations are classified.
As president, my highest and most solemn duty is the defense of our nation.
President Donald Trump has said the attack he authorized was meant to prevent a war, not start one. Iran has vowed, quote, harsh retaliation, which analysts say could come in many forms, though not necessarily immediately.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Azuma Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.